actual city council meeting. So at this point, I'd like to open up the Baldwin Park City Council, the Finance, and the Housing Authority concurrent. At this point, I'd like to open at the regular meeting. Today is December the 17th, 2014. Our last meeting of the year, it's 7:05. So I'm going to have Pastor Jackson is here, I believe. Yes, he is. Well, lead us in an invocation, followed by the flag salute. So I will ask all those that are able to stand to please do so. Thank you.
Our plate and contract is our year.
For the Baldwin Park, at the City Council, and all those that are Baldwin Park, asking you to put your hands upon our business prosper, Lord. Out on the street. Restitution between department and of this year of a certain that had happened. Touch our soldiers that are fighting for our touch our school district that you would touch children they would not get involved in gangs out there but they were getting fire department, everyone that is working in Baldwin Park. We pray.
Amen. Thank you. At this point, we'll face the flag. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to say thank you and good evening to everyone on this last meeting of the 2014. So I don't believe we have any presentations. Let me just double check. No, we actually do not. So we're going to go into the public communication. Anyone wishing to speak, please state your
May
name.
I take roll call, please?
Oh, that's right. Roll call. Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
Right, good evening, everyone. Councilmember Monica Garcia. Here. Councilmember Susan Rubio Hernandez.
Present.
Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco.
Present.
Mayor Protem Cruz Baca.
Here.
Mayor Manuel Lozano.
Present. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Also, before I forget, before I go back to the public communication announcement, this is to announce, as required by Government Code Section 549543, members of the City Council are also members of the Board of Directors of the Housing Authority and Finance Authority, which are concurrently convening with the City Council this evening, and each council member is paid an additional stipend of $30 for attending the Housing Authority meeting and $50 for attending the Finance Authority meeting. All right, so at this point, we'll go back to the public communication. Anyone wishing to speak, please state your name and your name. You have approximately 3 minutes. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
And people of Baldwin Park, thank you. My biggest complaint, I think I told you people upstairs, I'll tell you again. When somebody wants to develop something in this city, get something in return. Number one, you can't get revenue because you're giving it away, but ask for something. I don't think any of you can tell me that we asked for something and we got it. The soccer league wants to put in with free gratis over there, like I got tons of money to give them. I guess we do. Why don't you ask that guy that runs that charter over there? You got to give something to the city. You're asking for this, this, and this, and this. What are you giving the city? You know what he'll say? I ain't giving you nothing. All he's doing is looking at Mr. Pacheco saying, Mr. Pacheco, we need this, we need that, and he's running down there to get it. I wish he'd do that for me. He should run to my neighborhood over there on the other side of the freeway and do all kinds of things, but no. Put a soccer league in. I know it's for the benefit of the kids, but what are we getting What are us 75,000 people in Baldwin Park getting? Tell me. He's making 250,000 or more a year, and what are we getting? What has he given you, city officials, and us residents? He hasn't given us nothing. Somebody wants to develop something, get something in return. How easy is that? Mayor, city council, finance person, all of you, park and recreation, they want to do something? Give us something in return. Means that you don't want no revenue, get something else. I would like for you guys this coming year, 2015, to try to tell me how much you have got from business that you bring here. And I'll tell you, very little. You know why? Because you're like the state of California. Oh, them guys we don't care what you guys say. We're going to raise your taxes, utilities, water bill, your trash bill, and that's all you care about, is raising that and letting waste management raise their trash. Electricity is going to come in and raise theirs. The gas company is going to come in and raise theirs, and you're going to do the same thing, just raise and raise and raise. Where's the revenue? Any revenue? Are we getting any revenue? The development on the corner of Merced and Baldwin Park Boulevard, did we get anything from that? Or are we going to get anything? People want to develop in this city. You have to ask for something, because if you don't ask, they ain't going to give it to you. How simple is that? You need a new
Okay, Mr. Luna, I
system?
think the time's up. Am I correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, move on with public communication.
goodbye 3 minutes.
Oh. All righty, good evening.
Friend of mine,
Huh?
he's going to talk about
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to introduce myself.
Yes.
My name is Danny Kranza. I'm here representing New Beginnings Community Ministries.
Thank you.
And I look forward to 2015 coming to be a part of what the community does. Also sharing with you that we have a Friday food bank, and our ministry is doing a lot of outreach in this upcoming year, and we would just like to partner up with the city and possibly just offer our services to you. So I'll see you guys around, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Please say hi to Pastor David Diaz for me.
I will. Thank you.
All right.
Juan Rios, concerned citizen. Came to a meeting the other day, and it was a combined meeting with the Parks and Recs and the housing. And basically, what they were talking about, nobody in the neighborhood knows. Nobody in the city knows, you know. Like I asked the gentleman that was giving the presentation, did we send out flyers, or did we have the citizens of Baldwin Park involved in this? They couldn't answer me. Well, they told me that, well, we put it in the newspaper and on the Now. The newspaper that they put it on, it's a joke. Those people are jokes. You know, who's going to go out and pay $1.25 at a fixed income, go buy a paper? I was just wondering how many newspapers they sell in the city of Baldwin Park. You know, it's like I told them, you guys have the resource, send out through the mail. We're having a meeting on the housing and, you know, helping the residents for low income, rentals, attorneys, stuff like that. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows that. I went around the neighborhood after the meeting. I said, we don't know. The Now comes out, what, every 3 months? You know, by the time we send the other Now out, that bill that they came out with, it's going to be already passed. So we need to have the residents of Baldwin Park, which is 75 or 80,000 now, you know, send out a notice. You know, it's something that we need to start doing for the citizens of Baldwin Park. You know, one of the things that a lot of you, you know, are going for re-election next year, look out. You know, citizens are not too happy right now with the communication with City Hall. We need to start working with the citizens of Baldwin Park. The good things and the bad things. I talk to Dan a lot, you know, about little things that I see around town. Trash here, trash there. He responds right, you know. All he needs is a phone call. All we need is a flyer.
Mr. Rios.
Do it.
All right, thank you very much.
Last 3 minutes of the year.
All right, good evening.
Good evening. Greg Tuttle, business owner. The first thing, I want to kind of touch on the thing that John Rios was talking about with the Parks and Rec and the Housing Commission. I was the only one in the audience there, and the only reason I knew about it was John Rios told me about it. I see a real lack of communication with the people that need this help with the CDBG monies that you guys are funding and trying to get federal funding. You need to go to the churches. You need to go to the big Catholic church, Tony Reno's church over here. You need to touch base with the people that need these help and this funding so that they can come to the meetings and say what they need and what they can help with. And the things that they're doing are not working because nobody came to that meeting, not one person. So, and they said, well, we rely on the commissioners. Well, commissioners can't get out and tell everybody in the world on who's low income and who needs the help. That's where the churches come in. They need the flyers. So we need to talk to these people that are heading this up and make sure that they do the advertising the way they should and get the people in here to speak what they need to do. Now then, the other thing was we had a meeting Monday with the Vineland and Stitchman group. And to my amazement, this city wants to undertake spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a lawsuit of a property for over 50 years plus has been, and it's either vacant or it's been a retirement type home. And we're going to end up losing, and then we're going to end up paying that attorney fees on top of it. And I don't think you've taken into consideration the businesses and the residents here that pay taxes into this city, that maybe we don't want to spend that kind of money because you guys are trying to make a few of your constituents happy. And the thing is, I've went to these meetings and I understand the people's concerns, but they bought all their houses when this unit was there. There is no excuse that this was built after they moved in. It was there. And I would be happy to have somebody in there and taking care of it instead of vagrants and a rundown piece of property. But they seem to think that they want to be very stubborn on it. And Mayor, me and you went over there and fought for the block wall to make them happy. And you know what? They don't want anything other than their way. And there's other citizens in this city and other voters in this city that spend the money here that we're not going to see another $500,000 possibly go up in attorney fees. We don't need it. And I saw what you promised them, and it wasn't right because you're speaking for yourself and our pocketbook. And I don't think that's right. You need to talk to everybody and be concerned with everybody's feelings, not just your own and your own political gain out of this. And yes, you didn't go to the hostile meeting. And the hostile meeting was very hostile. And you can ask all your group that was there.
Mr. Tuttle.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And I'll cover that at the end. Thank you, Mr. Tuttle. All right, moving along with public communication. Oh, Magda, haven't seen you in a while.
I know, and I've grown from side to side again. Good evening, everyone. Magda Torellis. I don't know how long I've been here. Getting too old to keep tabs. But about the Now paper, it's an excellent magazine that comes out, but 3 months later, even the coupons have expired by the time they get to us.
Wow.
We really should consider putting in that. Well, first of all, if you go by the post office, you know where that Now thing is at? It's on the floor, it's in the trash can, it's on desk. how do we know who's reading it? It's costing us a lot of money, and the reason why we can't put it out every month is because of the cost. Why don't we email that stuff? Do it every month, and, people can click it that want to read it, instead of just spending money mailing it out to people that don't even care to look at it. I wish they would, because there's a lot of intriguing information, especially when it comes to code violations here in the city that, we don't have the time of day to read, but a lot of the important issues are in that monthly or whatever, 3-month letter, whatever we refer to it. Anyway, it's very well put together, but again, it's very costly. We've got to find a cheaper way to get this out and about to the people. Maybe you might want to put a card in there. Do you want to continue getting it? Yes, no, and have them send the postcard back and cut back that way. And if we're not sending out that many to people who don't want to read, maybe we can do it every 2 months versus 3. Do want to wish everybody a very good, safe, memorable holiday, especially those of us that are celebrating Hanukkah, 8 days of fun. You guys only get one. Too bad, but we share. So you're welcome to our Shabbat services. And I do hope, and you know what, Police Chief, we are blessed that we've got some outstanding officers out there, that they're not pulling out guns on kids that are pointing water guns at them and stuff. I'm sure our officers are well-trained enough, duck, cover, assess, and then take action. I hope we never hear of a day of some child being put aside because of some incident over a water gun or some fake toy. Yeah, a lot of stuff looks like the real thing, but people are trained well enough to know, look and see what the person really has and just don't start banging them. But we've been very blessed. We're lucky. We haven't had that many incidents where situations have been going on around other cities have been happening. And really happy that, we're all safe and sound, and I hope that God continues to keep us safe. Anyway, again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever's out there. Enjoy and watch the bottle. Keep it to that much. Good night, all.
All right. Oh, yes. All right. Thank you very much. Moving along with public communication. See no further interest, I now declare the public communication closed. All right. We'll go over to the... Oh, yeah, come on up.
Hello, my name is Jose Lopez.
Yeah, Jose.
I used to work for the city of Baldwin Park for Parks and Recreationals. Manny Carrillo, I remember you. I'm trying to bring up today about a property on 4856 Lante Street. The reason in the backyard, it's pretty big. It's about I want to say more than like I want to say it's almost like 100 yards. It's that big. I know down the street they made there was 2 properties, and they tore down those 2 properties, and I think they built like a I don't know if it's like 6 or 8 2-story like a little cul-de-sac, Well, to make my long story short, I'm just trying to see if maybe in the backyard of my parents' house they could build a house. They're not trying to do it to rent it or sell it. They're just trying to make like a property in the back. I mean another unit. I was just seeing if maybe they could. I'm not sure what the code allows for that.
I have it on the agenda, and I will be talking about it once it gets to it.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jose. Thank you very much, sir. All right, at this point, Moon Lang, I'm going to go ahead and close the public communication, all right? So at this point, consent calendars items 1 through 5. Council members wishing to pull any item? If not, I'll move for a motion. I'll make a motion for the second by Councilman Ricardo Pacheco. Any objections? See none, so move. Wow.
Mayor,
that's
but I
yes,
did
sir.
just want to say that I want to commend the police department under Chief Taylor for putting together the funds through the federal state asset forfeiture funds for a new mobile command vehicle. I think it's a tool that will help us in public safety. I think it's was a great presentation that the police department earlier gave before this council meeting and a special meeting to provide this type of equipment, modernized equipment and updated equipment that we need that will vastly help our police department. So I applaud you, Chief, and your staff for putting that together and purchasing that new mobile vehicle. So thanks a lot for your hard work, and thank
you.
your staff.
Thank you very much. And also, I want to thank the company that's here representing that particular area. So we looking forward to see that here in the driveway eventually soon. So thank you very much. All right. At this point, we're going to go over to the reports of officers. The one I have here, which is the one Mr. Jose was just talking about, request review and evaluate the development standards relating to second dwellings units, including but not limited to maximum allowable floor areas, and bring back information in a future study session. So what I want to do, if we can, the second meeting in January, if we could bring, okay, Mark, if we could do this, the reason why I've been working with the family probably goes more than a year and further back. The actual backyard looked like it may be about 20 to 2,500 square, well, no, 1,000 square feet, right in that vicinity. I may be a little off. And I know that the current code, Amy, only allows them to build, I think, a 1,200 square
1,000 square feet, yes.
1,200 square feet, where this particular section will still have a large yard. So let's revisit that to see if we need to change the actual code itself to allow them to build this particular parcel that they want to invest in. And again, it's not going to be a flag lot, so it's going to be a property there, and it remains part of the actual parcel for the life of the property itself. So we could bring something back in the second meeting in January for us to look to possibly change and consider, obviously, the long-term or whatever negative or positive effects it may have. So we'll invite you back the second week, the second meeting, which is in the third week of January, to come back. So we'll review that publicly and get input. So, because they've been waiting for over at least more than a year, probably, right? So we could do something. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So, all right. So at this point, we don't have any further.
Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I would
That's
like
fine,
to,
Mayor Pro Tem.
in request of the notices to go out to a larger audience here in Baldwin Park, or more residents, I did speak to, about 6 or 7 months ago, I did speak to Susie Ruelas in housing to do something similar in regards to some of the Section 8 applications, even though there's a long waiting list. However, I get sometimes asked by different pastors or different residents, what is the process? I would like to see if, and I don't know if it would be Susie Ruelas, or to start a committee. We used to have it, from what I understand, where we get the religious leaders from the different congregations and different churches to please put a committee together, because it is true. The congregations, the churches, the organizations here do put the word out to many people. St. John's alone has 10,000 families registered. That's practically half of Baldwin Park. And I know that Toña Rios at the Methodist Church, I know that New Beginnings, and a lot of our churches, it's a smaller scale, but they still reach a lot of our people. So I would really like to see if after the first of the year, we could start that type of a committee and look into that.
That'd
if
be
you
awesome.
please.
Great proposal, Vice Mayor Cruz Baca, for next year, for 2015. All right, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and adjourn the regular city council meeting. That's my motion. Any objections? See none, so move. All right, at this point, I'd like to open up the Finance Authority, and we do have for the Finance Authority just the actual consent calendar, which is item 1, Treasury Report. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to move. Second by Councilman Ricardo Pacheco. Any objections? See none, so move. At this point, I'd like to move for adjournment as well. Any objections? See none, so move. All right, at this point, I'd like to open up the Housing